So this September, my boyfriend and I decided to rent a van and go on an adventure through the eastern side of Galicia. We celebrated 5 years as a couple and wanted to do something different and fun. We've mainly been to the west coast and a bit in A Coruña in the north, so I was very curious about the eastern side of Ourense, Lugo and western Asturias. Our first stop was by the Seal River and canyons. I've been here once before if you remember my hike from summer last year. I absolutely love this place and we found a great spot to stay during the night. First we went to a famous old chestnut tree where we also found an abandoned milling house. The place was passed down through generations, but now it had just become a cute tourist location with a big carballeira or oak forest. I took an evening and morning swim in the river, which was great. It always is. The mountains were foggy and it felt like the beginning of fall. I just love the misty mountains here, and my boyfriend's favorite word in Galician is actually bretema, which means fog. Sit still.
There's two of them. It's mama and baby.
I want the camera now. Where's my camera? Fucking. Oh, they're so cute.
Nee.
In this area they grow a lot of grapes, which they make amazing wine out of. I found a small bunch abandoned on the ground, which I had for breakfast the day after. I'm not a big fan of all the small but many seeds, but well, at least I know the grapes are natural and organic. And there are always some cute animals around here. So of course I needed to stay and look at them or pet them if they allowed me. The day after we went to Castro Caldelas, which is quite high up in the mountains. It was much colder and foggier up there, and we got beautiful views from the old castle, which nowadays is a museum. After that we had a stroll around the town and a coffee on the square.
We brought my mom.
exactly that week they had a town celebration, and we were able to enjoy some live music. We really enjoyed that town. The same day, we stopped briefly in another town further down in the mountains to have lunch, and then we continued to the area of Pia Pasharo, where we kind of got lost. But in some way, it was worth it because we had some fantastic views and found such a beautiful waterfall called Ferventa do Pombal, which more or less means pigeon nest waterfall. It was a steep and intense hike, and we needed that after that long car ride. That evening, we arrived at Pedrafita to sleep, and the morning after that super duper cold night, we walked to Cebreiro, which is like the cutest place ever. Hence why I didn't record it so much. I just wanted to enjoy the moment. It's this super old small town with cafes and small stores, and it kind of looked like something from a fairy tale. There were a lot of people there because it was market day and many pilgrims passed through that area, but the early morning was so nice. That afternoon we arrived to Castilla and Leon, where we visited Villafranca del Bierzo. We spent some time in the beautiful town and had a beer, but many stores were closed that day, and we continued back to Galicia and discovered a lovely river where we had dinner and later slept. There was this cute little public shelter with a bonfire inside, which we tried to light but were not able to as it was kind of humid that day. But we did have the most amazing fajitas with minced soy, vegetables, veggie cheese, and guacamole. I was so proud of myself for that meal. It was at this point, though, that our inflatable mattress started to deflate every night. We survived, but it was very hard and cold. because there were places. The day after, we fell in love with San Antolin in Asturias. It was such a good place for camping, and we basically had a pool all for ourselves. If we didn't already planned our route, I'm sure we would have stayed there during the night as well, but we needed to continue to Cangas del Narcea, where we had some Asturian cider, we bought some souvenirs, and had a long walk around the city. We were a bit conflicted. Some parts of Narcea de Cangas were beautiful and nice, but others not at all. Especially not the parking lot where we slept. At that point, I missed San Antolin. The final stop in Asturias was Taramundi. We were so impressed by this town. They are famous for their knives, so I decided to buy a kitchen knife for us. The lady who worked in the store was also super friendly and helpful. And then it was our anniversary, and we celebrated with a beach walk and dinner in Ribadeo, back in Galicia. Throughout our travel, we stopped on more places, and I've never been so active in my whole life during these 6 days. We saw so many beautiful and interesting things, and I will remember this trip forever.